Brian here for BK Barbecue. If you have a pellet smoker, you might be making the same mistake I am. Let's go take a look and see what it is. Alright everyone, here we are out in the garage. This is where I have my Davy Crockett pellet smoker stored, and right next to it here I have my 40-pound bag of pellets. And this is really where the problem is. I have the pellets stored directly on the concrete here, and the problem with this is what's going to happen is concrete wicks moisture, so if there's any type of hole in this bag at all, at the bottom, the moisture is going to come up through the concrete and get at our pellets. And if you check out the thumbnail, you can see what happens to pellets when they get wet. So let's go ahead and go take a look at some of the options that you have to properly store your pellets and get them up off this concrete. And then I'll show you an option that's real cheap and you probably already have. So let's take a look. All right, so one of the first options we have is just a good old standard 5-gallon bucket. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get a lid for this, because you don't want the humidity. If you're in a high humidity area, you don't want that getting at the pellets either. So you want a sealed container if at all possible, but pretty much anything is better than sitting on the concrete. Options that you have are some of your larger plastic containers, large dog food containers. Some models come with wheels. I'll throw a picture up of some of the different plastic bin options that you have. I don't personally have any of them right now, but we'll see how things go in the future, especially if you're going to have multiple flavors of pellets. So if you want a custom mix, you're going to have some hickory, some oak, apple, cherry, all these different types of pellets in stock. You're going to want to have different bins to hold all those in so you can label them, and then you probably want a couple spares for your mixes over time. As you blend them together, you want to make different blends. You want to be able to label all those also. Brings me to my next point, is someplace to store all these bins. Now behind me, one of my other hobbies is I am also a woodworker, so this is my lumber rack. All this lumber is stored here on just the hook and rail shelving systems that they sell at the big box stores. Now this here is 8-quarter hard maple, and this stuff is heavy, ridiculously heavy. And this is supported by just two of the hooks, or I'm sorry, two of the shelving pins here. It's taking all that weight and all this. There's 3 rails on the wall in total, and it's supporting all this lumber, which is, I can't even guess how much weight that is. The key is when you screw these into your walls, you want to make sure you hit studs on any of the ones that you put in order for it to be able to hold this much weight. So let's go ahead and get a tight up shot of this so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so now you can see what I'm talking about. The nice thing about these shelves is they're completely adjustable to whatever height you need. So whatever bins you end up buying, you're going to be able to set the shelf height to whatever works. So if you're doing what I'm doing, just putting the bag on the concrete, you want to go out and find yourself, a couple 2x4s or just anything that you have to get between the bag of pellets and the concrete as a short-term solution until you can go ahead and find yourself whatever storage option you want to go with, either the bucket, bins, shelves. But for now, as you can see, I've gone ahead and just taken a couple scrap 2x4s that I had and just stuck it under the bin. Cheapest option out there. All right, so there we go. Turns out this is a pretty common mistake that a lot of first-time pellet smoker owners make. So I've given you a few options of what you can do to correct it, so you don't have a bunch of expensive pellets going to waste. So if you like this video and you like this content, you want to see more videos on pellet smoking, we're going to get the Davy Crockett out. We're going to go take it camping here pretty soon. So we're going to have some new videos with that. So if this is what you like to see, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up. And if you have any other options for storing pellets, why don't you go ahead and leave those in the comments below. I'd love to see what other people are doing. So have a good day.